Hello everyone, my name is Abaho Isaac, registration number 2023 stroke BIT stroke 233 stroke PS. So I'm here to present my database programming skills and basically I'll bring to you my database overview. So I'm using WAMP as a software. Uh, exactly right now I don't have a project or maybe the database to in my PC. So I would say create database. Of course, you know the syntax. It is create a database, then a database name. So the database name is oil oil and gas production production. So I terminate after creating the database, then I terminate and then I'll press enter. So I have created my database. So I will say show databases. Of course, there are a couple of databases within the software. Data show databases. Then I terminate. It will show me all the databases and even the database I've created. The third last, which is the oil and gas. So if I say I may choose to use because I'm using my own database which I've created up there, which is oil and gas. So whenever I'm doing this database, I will say use the database name. You know the syntax is use the database and the database. Use the database, of which the database I've created is use oil and gas production. Pro- production production. Then I terminate. So now the database have been changed. So after choosing that, then I'll create the tables, of which those tables always have the attributes, and those attributes they always have the data type, where the primary key is, and all okay, each and every aspect. Is it a var character? So now I will say create a table. I'm creating table. I may opt to maybe create like two tables and also one. So I will say create create table create table. Of course, you know the syntax. Create table, then table name. I may say my first table is what? Is production data. I'm putting production as one of the whatever as one of the table. Then even its attributes. I say create table, then table name production. Production, then I put the attributes within the whatever within the table. It will be production ID, of which the production ID is our primary key and it auto increments itself. So I will see this will be production ID. Sorry, production ID. Then it is an integer and it's a primary key, of course. Primary key. And then auto increment. Auto increment auto increments itself. So that means that I'll put another attribute as production date production date, and date, you know that is a date. And then after date I'll also put another attribute which is oil produced. oil produced, oil produced, of which the oil produced is a val character, a val, a val oil produced val character. Say maybe 45, and then I can opt to close my I close my table, and then I terminate, and then I don't know where the is coming from, but mm, have a production. Really, I'm sorry. Create table production ID, enter primary key, auto increment that oil produced. Oh, oil produced. The error was here on oil produced. So we may opt to debug this error. Uh, in database we don't leave spaces in database. So after this, I terminate, and then I say. So now the query is okay. So I may also continue and create another table. I say maybe create table. Of course, the syntax is always the same. Create table. Create table. Then table name. I hope to see the table name now is the pipeline. How the oil will be moving within the company pipeline, and then the pipeline may opt to have a pipeline ID, pipeline ID, of which this is also an integer, and it's where our primary key is, and it also auto increments. Declare an auto increment, and then I can also put the length of the pipe, length of which the length is a val character, val character of maybe like 55, and then I again put another attribute as maybe diameter of the pipe, which the diameter is also a character, maybe also 45, and I close my bracket, and I terminate, then now I press enter. So now the query is okay. Then after that, I will say maybe show tables. I'm now going to see the tables and their attributes. I'll say show tables. So these are my tables. There are two tables I've created, which is the pipeline and the production. So now I may choose maybe to say describe one of the table, and I see the data type and the attributes within the table. I may say describe pipeline. If I describe the pipeline, and then I terminate, then it will bring the data types and what is contained in the table. After that, I may also choose like maybe alter the table. Maybe I can say alter the table. I alter this table because I want to use an alter command and alter this table. Maybe add something or maybe remove. But now I'm going to add. I say alter 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 table. Of course, we know the syntax is alter table, alter table, table name, and then what you want to add, and what you want to do what, and it's whatever, and it's a attribute and some stuff. Okay, so now I'll say alter table, alter table, then alter table, then table name. Of course, the table name is pipeline. Pipeline. um and then I'm altering it to add add maybe like capa capacity capacity, of which this capacity will be a val character, a voucher, maybe 45. um and maybe I may set it as a default must default, and say default default, and maybe say must default, default default must. Default must, then I terminate. I terminate. After terminating, now the car is okay. So now if I tell to describe, if I now I say describe pipeline, describe pipeline, describe pipeline, describe pipeline, and then I terminate. You see now I have altered the table pipeline and added the attribute as capacity. Now you can see it right here. And then after the alter command, um, I may actually I may actually maybe go to, maybe I say I alter the pipeline. I can also try to change, or maybe drop the whatever, I drop anything, the drop command, all those. So I'll come here and say, I may actually say, maybe let me insert a certain data, maybe insert the values within here. So I may come and say, and come and say, let me insert the values within this table. I've described it, I can alter it, I can change it, I can add, I can drop something. Then now I may say, let me maybe insert the values for the database to look smart. I may come and say, insert 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 into pipeline pipeline. Then I'm going to insert the values. Of course, I have the pipeline as my table. Then I will also put the attributes within that table. Of course, I have the within the pipeline, I have the pipeline ID. Come and say pipeline ID, and then I also have the links, comma, and then I put the links, uh, length, length, Then I also put the diameter, diameter, diameter. Plus there I also put the diameter, and also maybe the capacity, the capacity. Then the capacity, after putting the capacity there, I do what I close. Then I have to put the values, the values, the values. So now I'm going to start putting the values. Uh, the values, I may actually even maybe to check on the values. I say I can put the links. After putting that value, this is how it is going to appear. I'm going to say I open the brackets. I put uh, the pipeline ID within the quotes. Yes, I'll say pipeline, and then I put that is an ID, the pipeline ID. Then the links, I may say maybe the links is like uh 95, oh 95, and then also put the diameter maybe in millimeters as like 3 4 um 3 4 3 4 3 4, maybe put the capacity maybe like 3005 4 5 4 3005 4 3 5 4, and then maybe I close. If this is one of the value there, I've entered like this value. Show how you can actually enter as multiple values as you can. So now if I terminate and I close and I press enter, now I have inserted the value into the table. So now if I say I select all from the pipeline and we see the values, you see how it will appear. I will say select all or all from all from pipeline, all from pipeline, select all from pipeline. Then I turn it. It brings me the values. So this was the ID number to, and this is the length, and this was the diameter, and the capacity of the pipe. So after there, um, I can maybe talk about the delete and maybe drop, or how maybe you can delete the database, or maybe I may say delete. I delete the pipeline. I delete the pipeline as well. So I will say delete from the pipeline. I may say I've inserted this value here from up here. This value that I've inserted here, I can again delete them. So that delete command. So I will say delete delete from pipeline. Delete from delete from pipe delete from pipeline. Of course, pipeline. Where pipeline ID, I may choose to say where pipeline ID is this. I'll say that is where the delete with a command where where pipeline where pipeline where pipeline id where pipeline id is assigned to 1, and then after that I can terminate. After terminating, the query is okay, one row affected, so that means the query is fine. So if I say now to select all from this table, they will show that there is no data, so it is empty. So I will say select all or from, of course, select all from pipeline pipe pipeline select all from pipeline, then terminate. So this is an empty set. That's because I had created only one attribute, which was put in up here, and then within a pipeline table. After then I deleted it. That means there is nothing there. So that whatever the table is empty. So that's why they are saying an empty set. So there I was showing you how the delete command works. Okay, thank you very much. That is all I had for you.